All right, so UFC 301 is here already. The pay-per-view events are coming thick and fast. And yes, we had one of the greatest cards ever in UFC 299. UFC 300 was a historic and ridiculous event. And now we got UFC 301 back down in Brazil, in Rio. And we've got the return of the King of Rio. That is correct. One of the greatest of all time, Jose Aldo. Jose actually making the return against a very, very tough contender in Jonathan Martinez. We got the champion, Alexandre Pantoja. He's top of the bill, taking on Steve Erceg, a man that has come out of nowhere. 3 wins, fighting for the flyweight championship of the world. So, main card, I'm going to go through all the fights. I'm going to give you a quick prediction, a little bit of analysis, and let's get started. Main event, Alexandre Pantoja, okay? This man's phenomenal. He's pretty much gone through the entire flyweight division. Brandon Moreno, Roy Valls, the Cops, you name it. He's been there, done it, got the T-shirt.
Completely, mate.
The man's phenomenal. He's got no weak areas. He's got a strong mind. He's resilient. He's got an amazing gas tank. He can strike. He can wrestle. He's got world-class jiu-jitsu. And he's a nasty bastard on top of it. So, on paper, Steve Erceg, listen, it is a tough environment. It is a hard fight. Listen, the moment he gets there, he's going to fly from Australia to the other side of the world, right? The Brazilians are nasty fans. Morrer, or whatever the expression is, means you're going to die. They'll be chanting that all night long, and they will chant that at Steve Erceg as he makes his walk. Steve Erceg, only 28 years old, flying from Perth, Australia to Rio de Janeiro, right? 12-1, okay? The man is on a phenomenal win streak, and last time got the job done. Knocked out Matt Schnell. Vicious left hook. But the man's not a knockout artist. In 12 wins, he's only had 2 knockouts, but he's got 6 submissions. This is a man that's always said, I've always had the little guy complex, okay? People always underestimate me. People always talk shit. People always used to try and bully me. And now they've turned him into this world-class wrecking machine. 3 wins in the UFC, Dvorak, Alessandro Costa, and last time against Matt Schnell. Look, listen, he's a big underdog. He should be a big underdog. There's a reason why he will be. He's going to try and shock the world, get a massive upset. Will he get it done? Love Steve Erceg, nice guy, but this isn't the one. It's just not the one, not right now. And I say that with respect to Steve, and I wish you all the best, brother. I hope you can prove me wrong, and I really do mean that. But Alexandre Pantoja is too skilled, too experienced, but you never know. One shot is all it takes in those 4-ounce gloves. But of course, in the main event, I have got the one and only Alexandre Pantoja. So that brings us on to Jose Aldo versus Jonathan Martinez. The King of Rio returns, Jose Aldo. When you think about Jose Aldo, you think about one thing. You think about him getting knocked out against Conor McGregor in 13 seconds. And that shouldn't be the defining point of his career. The man was one of the best, okay? And he fought nothing but the best and put on some electrifying performances. The way that he knocked out Chad Mendes, the championship that he went on, beating Frankie Edgar, Chang Sun Jung, Ricardo Lomas, the names go on. Then he runs into Conor McGregor, gets dropped, comes back, beats Frankie Edgar, right? Then he fights Max Holloway, loses twice, beats Renato Moicano, Jeremy Stevens, people like that. And he's only lost to the best. The Max Holloways, the Volkanovskis, the Piotr Jans, these are all champions. And of course, last time out against Merab Dvalishvili, a man that's challenging Sugar Sean O'Malley, and a man that a lot of people think might have a style to actually beat and dethrone Sean O'Malley.
2025.
The point that I'm making here is don't look at Jose Aldo and think this man has got nothing left to give. He left the UFC, he's had a couple of boxing matches, and that takes less wear and tear. It takes less toll on the body. It's an easier sport to train for without all the grappling and things like that. And as he's been doing a little bit of boxing, the body starts to repair, start to recover, and he feels good again. So he's like, you know what? The UFC's coming to Rio. Put the fucking king back in. I'm back, baby, going up against Jonathan Martinez. But this is a tough fight. Jonathan Martinez, last time out against Adrian Yanez, got the job done with the leg kicks, right? Leg kicks is what Jose Aldo used to do. The man who was a leg kicking machine, absolutely destroyed Uriah Faber back in the day.
You can kind of see here. My leg matches my shorts here.
Oh my God, look at that. Oh, Jesus, look at that bruise.
Yeah, and then my my leg's like twice. My leg's twice the size as it should be, 3 times. So.
Oh, wow.
Well, that is what Jonathan Martinez is doing these days. Against Adrian Yanez, took him off the feet many times and then got a stoppage. Against Cub Swanson, again, it was the leg kicks. He's beaten Said Nurmagomedov, Vince Morales, Alejandro Perez, not Pantoja. He's on a 6-fight win streak. This is not an easy fight, but I think stylistically, I got to go with the King of Rio. I got to go with Jose Aldo. I got to think that he's going to come back. He's going to look electrifying. He's going to feel the pressure. He's going to feel the love. The moment Rihanna starts and he walks out, he's going to go out there. He's going to get the job done. He's going to jump off the cage. He's going to run into the crowd like an absolute maniac. And the arena is going to absolutely shit the bed in the best way possible. They are going to lose their mind. So Martinez, he's got a really good chance, but I've just got a feeling. Maybe it's just nostalgia. But the King of Rio makes a triumphant return. Then, this is an important one in the career of Anthony Smith. Mr. Lionheart himself taking on Vitor Petrino. Petrino's 11-0. He's a big, strong force of nature. He's bloody gigantic and he's got massive power. Last time out, beat Tyson Pedro. Before that, massive left hook knockout over Modestas Bukauskas, okay? It's a tough one for Anthony because he's lost 3 out of his last 4, okay? And a lot of people in the division, they're looking at Anthony and thinking, he's a wounded lion. He's now the gatekeeper of the division. This is a man that's been around forever, had a tremendous amount of fights, been in the ring with John Jones, beat the likes of Alexander Gustafsson, but his best days are behind him. He's now a gatekeeper. I beat Anthony Smith. All of a sudden, I'm going to get fast-tracked towards a title shot and a higher ranking. That narrative is pissing Anthony Smith off. He is absolutely angry and he's using that to motivate himself in training. However, it's a tough fight. It really is. And it's a tough spot. If Anthony loses this one, he will have lost 4 out of his last 5. Nobody wants to be in that position. So what does he do? How does he get the job done? Well, he's a better mixed martial artist. There may be miles on the clock. There may be wear and tear. There may be a bit of psychological damage from the losses. Maybe it's affected the confidence a little bit. But he's got to forget about all that. He's at a full training camp. This isn't short notice like he did against Khalil Roundtree. Okay, he's at a full training camp. He needs to focus on the cardio, get in the best shape possible. And he needs to use the grappling ability that he has. He's a tremendous grappler. He's got to force double legs. He's got to get him on the ground. If he gets Vitor Petrino on the ground, he wins this fight by a submission. And that's my pick. Anthony Smith returns to winning ways. Then we've got Michel Pereira going up against Ihor Potieria. Michel Pereira, I mean, this man is baffling, okay? The mind boggles. He walks out to the octagon. He's dancing. He's doing backflips. He looks exhausted before the fight even starts. Fortunately, he's managed to calm that a little bit. He's managed to slow things down and he's starting to think a little bit. The reality is at middleweight, he's a big, strong, explosive fighter. He's got great skills. He's got 11 knockouts. He's got 8 submissions and he's on a 7-fight win streak against people like Andre Petroski, Santiago Ponzinibbio. Last time out was a finish over Michel Pereira. How about that for the pronunciation? And I think this time against Ihor Potieria, he's got more ways to win and he gets the job done there. And then opening the main card, everyone's favourite Scotsman, Paul Craig. Paul Craig, once again, getting a really tough matchup. Caio Borralho is on a 5-fight win streak in the UFC, 7 if you include the contender matchups, right? So he's a tough guy. He's well-rounded. He's got great skills. He's also a Brazilian. Paul Craig is going into the lion's den, okay? But Paul Craig has fought nothing but the best. When you look at the career of Paul Craig, and by the way, he feels that this is a setup. He feels that this is a matchup to favour Caio Borralho so that he can beat Paul Craig and then be leapfrogged into superstardom and to get him another win in his home country.
They want me to go to Rio and take the loss. They want to build this young guy. He's younger than me.
You really believe that?
I genuinely believe that. But as I said, I have built a career on upsetting the norm with that last-minute submission against Ankalaev. When my back's against the walls, when I do my best work.
That might be correct. It could be wrong. It could be Paul being paranoid. But either way, it doesn't matter. He's going to go out there and fight. He's got world-class jiu-jitsu. And as I said, the competition that he's fought is insane. Look at this for a run at light heavyweight. Light heavyweight, Mauritian Shogun Hua, absolute legend. Jamal Hill, former champ. Nikita Krylov, not an easy man to beat. Volkan Oezdemir, title challenger. Johnny Walker, monster of a man, potential title challenger down the line. Andre Muniz in middleweight debut. Terrible matchup on paper. Gets the job done. And then Brendan Allen, a man that was on an absolute tear and careering towards a title fight of his own. So he's had nothing but difficult matchups. And there's been some mixed results lately. But with those difficult matchups, that forces you to improve. You've got to up your game. If you're going to compete with the best in the world, you've got to get better every single time. And I believe that's what Paul Craig has done. And I believe that he's got a very, very good chance in this matchup. However, I don't know about this one. This one I'm undecided on. Caio Borralho is very good. He's on a hell of a streak. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. Paul Craig is a master when it comes to the ground game. You make one mistake on the ground and he's going to get you. He's going to slap up the submission. And it doesn't matter if there's 1 second or 1 round or 1 minute left. He's going to get the job done with a submission. And in coming into this one, he's looking for a knockout. He's looking for a head kick knockout.
Ideally, I would love a flatline knockout where I can showcase what I've been doing over the last couple of years.
So I'll go with my man, Paul Craig. I've got to do it. He's my countryman and he's my mate and he's a solid guy. Before that, Jack Shaw gets Joe Anderson Brito. Jack Shaw gets the job done there. I said it before, he's the Welsh George St. Pierre. Listen, he's going to lose the Battle of the Tans. He's Brazilian against Wales. He looks like, if he stands against a white wall, you ain't even going to see him. But he's a great mixed martial artist. Karolina Kowalkiewicz is back against Yasmin Lucindo. Lucindo gets the job done there. We've got Joaquim Silva versus Drakkar Klose. That's a good one. I'll go with Silva in that one. But the main card, that's what we're interested in. They're my picks. Subscribe, ring the bell. Remember, Fridays I'll be doing a weigh-in reaction. Saturday, post-fight instant reaction as well. So don't miss those. Stay tuned, subscribe, ring the bell, and thank you for supporting the content.